same. At least for Blacklist, they changed something. They adapted to the S's. There you go. So it's confirmed we're going to get a change. I mean, the swap sides already, right? But there's no way it's the same drop with the two different sides, right?
With Blacklist, I cannot
be. I'm going to be silent.
With Blacklist, I kind of feel like they can get away with just a Valentina first pick, right?
For sure.
I mean, the Bruno is great, but I feel like OHEB can do more than just a Bruno, right?
I think, yeah, for sure. With the Bruno pick, it does ensure DEUS VULT will have a little bit better of a late game, and that's technically where they've actually found the comeback angles, right? Towards the later stage of the game, when they're able to prolong and waste that early to mid game, the time is very, very important, the TikTok timers for DEUS VULT, but it's also as important for Blacklist International. That's how the ADP works. The anti-disaster protocol. Lose out in the early game, completely fine. Get it to that later stage of the game, and then you give it over to OHEB and Yue, the two main damage dealers, and they've already been farmed up.
Right now in the drafting phase here, Blacklist International is putting pressure onto DEUS VULT because they're already batting out the Faramis. So now there's, I don't know, in my head, whenever you're doing the draft, it is a mind game. And I kind of feel like banning out this Faramis is putting DEUS VULT in a situation that they will be very uncomfortable. So now Blacklist International, they got a lot of things open here. And I kind of feel like if DEUS VULT picks up the Bruno with... Wait, the Matilda is open as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, Matilda's banned. So picking up the Valentina and then DEUS VULT picking up something like the Bruno, maybe even the Terizla. I don't know. I kind of feel like Blacklist International, they're controlling the draft just with the bans.
Yeah, and well, even the way that the bans have been going recently, I think it's a great choice for DEUS VULT to move over to the red side.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they can get the Bruno here, and they can force some change up, and OHEB has just been a monster on the Bruno, but we know OHEB's hero pool can also go into the Claude, go into something else that can really shift the tides of battle. DEUS VULT here. So are we thinking Bruno up front, maybe Bruno with the Basha once again?
I think it has to be Bruno, right? Either way, whatever they partner the Bruno with, whether it's a Terizla, a Baxia, or even, heck, maybe even Lilia, for Sunset Lover, the Bruno is necessary for them to get a good lane for Carvey and also late game insurance.
The only thing is I feel like they should delay their mid lane pick for now just because you already saw Blacklist having the mid lane, so there's no way they're going to pick something up. So try to steal something away.
Need no protection.
So the Baxia?
Basha, Bruno.
They don't go for
Lilia.
Lilia.
So mid lane control. Mid lane control, I like it.
It's like Blacklist already have a mid laner, you know? You could have put it at the third pick. Unless the third pick is the Diggy.
Ooh. But they want to see what Black's going to bring with their two picks and lock in the Hoot after.
I mean, at this point, you might not have a chance to grab the Hoot.
Yeah, I think at this point, right, when you pick a Lilia and then you pick a Diggy later on, against a Valentina, it's incredibly hard. Especially for Blacklist International here. DEUS VULT want to try to keep them in a choke point, but if they give out something like a Diggy over that time journey ult to the Valentina, Blacklist will just be able to disengage out of these choke points easily. And now DEUS VULT, well, technically the Bruno is still up for grabs, right? Blacklist pick up the Raph.
I don't know, at this point, the Raph plus most gold laners is going to be very scary. If they don't pick up an aggressive gold laner here, it's going to be very difficult. They're picking up the Ixia.
They ban everything out but the Bruno and try to give...
Maybe just because looking at the composition, they're thinking there's no way that Blacklist wants to dive. So this Ixia is going to be saved. So, but you kind of are forced to ban certain EXP laners, right?
For sure.
The Lapu, maybe even the Yuzong.
Yeah, Lapu, Yuzong, the Terizla maybe as well, unless they feel like they can handle it.
I mean, definitely a possibility. I think I like the idea of they know that Ixia is going to be safe in the back line. So now Blacklist definitely maybe wanting something that can get to the back line here. Lapu, Terizla, plenty of options still out there. But I love that Raph pick because it denied any idea of like, all right, we're not going for heavy CC here. You're not going to pick the Diggy. It'd be pointless at this point. We know the composition we have. And again, it just goes to show how much diversity just that one pick from Rene J can make with the team.
At this point, like our panelists were talking about how Blacklist is like a wall. Now this wall has wheels or wings.
There you go.
It's a moving wall.
It is a moving wall.
That's very scary.
It's a floating moving. It's a flying wall.
Once in my life, I saw a wall moving towards me, and I was like, how does that happen?
Were you driving?
No.
That would be the logical explanation, right?
Yeah, no. Where does it?
Okay, now I see it. No, I wasn't driving.
No, but so far for Carvey and for OHEB, it's been the Bruno that's, been the most successful, or maybe not for Carvey, but most used hero for both these players. Maybe because Carvey's seen this win rate as well, he's like, you know what, maybe we'll just try to utilize this Ixia. We were able to beat the Bruno with this just yesterday against See You Soon, so why not try again? If Blacklist loved the Bruno so much, OHEB heck got 2 MVPs back-to-back on the Bruno. Let's try to counter him.
So what do we think about Daewoo maybe picking up the Tigreal or picking up something a bit more aggressive for their roam here, LaFell?
Actually, just looking at the Bruno here, I know you asked a question, but I call it Sunset Lover a goalkeeper. Looks like OHEB the better striker, man.
Yeah, the way better striker. He's been getting those goals in so easily. Tigreal banned out, so 2 setters taken out from DEUS VULT. They don't want to give the combo away, but the Tigreal, or the Terizla rather, will still be picked up. Kid Baba loves this hero.
When I give the word.
Are they going to just last pick the Hoot Hoot here, LaFell?
Ooh.
The Khalid, very fast pick here. I love the confidence, and it goes with the team's playstyle where the Khalid can move around the map very, very fast, and he can do very well alone in the lane.
And we've seen that for Edward, the way he plays the Khalid when he has a Rafaela on the team is full damage. He's an assassin, not a fighter. He relies on the Rafaela to keep him tanky, sustainable, and the quicksand guard.
And again, it's another fast-moving EXP laner, something that Edward just thrives on. Every single time he's on this, he's able to move around. I don't have to explain myself again. Now, OHEB, does he just pick up the Bruno?
Ooh, signature pick.
Signature pick, and here's the thing, just want to add on for Edward. I feel like whenever they're training, the coach told him, Edward, you have to take care of the lanes.
All of
The
it.
coach didn't specify which lane. He just assumed all of it.
Yes.
Right?
Which lanes? Yes.
Yes.
And that's exactly what he does, honestly. We saw yesterday Blacklist come in, and Edward would even try to, they would send 3 or 4, literally first lane into the mid side just to get some advantage. And so you just never know where Edward is coming from. And with the heal, with Renegade as well, giving them all even more of a speed boost around the map, it's definitely a deadly composition.
Okay, last pick here. Is it the Hood Hood? Is it an Estes?
Ooh, that would be very interesting to go for. They go for the Kaja. Ooh, okay, so literally just a cover comp, right? They want to play for the Lilia and Ixia. That's it. It's very honest.
Definitely very honest, able to get some pick pressure too. Might be a little bit easier to catch Renegade off here. That's going to definitely be a target for them, but Sawo's going to have to choose, as the game moves on. Does he go for the gold laner? Does he go for Renegade? What is his choice here?
Early game don't matter, man. I kind of feel like their idea is to separate Blacklist because they've been clubbing up way too much. So in the early game, don't care. Just pick anyone and finish them off.
And they've been winning in the clumped up team fight, so maybe that might be it. Isolating them in the early game and then clumping up in the late game with the Ixia, punished with a full barrage.
All right, Blacklist International, agents all around. It's match point as DEUS VULT looks for another reverse sweep. Is it something that can be done?
Well, they got to do it here. They changed their strategy in terms of the draft, as well as having the roamer, the Kaja as the roamer. They got to be aggressive. But at this point, they got to make sure the calls are solid, the calls are good. Whoever they catch, the damage has to be there. If the damage dealers aren't ready, it's going to be a Blacklist game.
All right, so with what you said, they have to be aggressive. Do they just immediately start pushing in? And it looks like that's what they're already doing. Sawo already on Blacklist side of the river, and that is a good sight. They have the Lilia, they have that ability to kind of get into the face of Blacklist here. And as long as they can keep doing that, they can possibly control the pace. But here comes the emblems, LaFell.
The firmness coming in from Sensui is going to make it a little bit tougher for him to get bursted down, but 2 ruptures for the side of Blacklist, so they're ready to fight in the early game.
And the Master Assassin still as the choice for Carvey. That's an interesting one, man. On the Ixia, you would expect him to maybe go for just more damage or tenacity.
Yeah. I kind of feel like he hasn't really won the lane so far. So yeah, it is a very risky choice here. Looking at the items for now, looking like the Lilia does want to deal a bit more damage, and Renegade gets attacked.
Very low. Yue body blocking. And Renegade gets out, recalls back to safety.
So this is pretty normal for Deus Vult, though. Even the past 2 games before this, they've been aggressive. They maybe even find a pickoff here and there. But Blacklist International always has that rubber band back. They always have that bounce back moment. The question is just when it will come.
All right. Magister actually takes that away from Sensui. No retribution committed just yet because it's 7 seconds till the turtle spawns. And Magister is going to be first onto it now. So already a difference from game 1 and 2. Deus Vult are first on the neutral objective with more prio.
Kid Bomba getting attacked. Terrified.
A lot of damage, but it's going to be turned back. Oh, first blood by Kid Bomba. Even with US stolen penalty zone, wasn't able to save Edward.
Very well done by Deus Vult. Slowing down Edward is going to be huge in this laning phase.
Retry battle 50-50. It's going to be Sensui who wins it. 1-for-1. Sawo with a flicker. Divine Judgment locking Yue down. Now onto Sunset Lover by Yue. Will he be able to escape right now? A lot of damage placed onto it, and the answer will be no. He'll be taken out.
But that's what they have to do. It doesn't matter what happens in the game. You try to get a trade on the turtle. You did not succeed. Get any kills, even the front lines, because at this point of the game, no one has completed items just yet.
Penalty zone onto Edward. This might be a solo kill. Edward 1 HP, very low. Kid Bomba looking for the dive. One more hit should do it. A hit and a flicker, a read to respond it over, and Edward gets out, saving his flicker.
We've seen that play from Bomba before, and I think in game 1 he paid for it. At least this time, he's like, no, I'm not going to risk it. We got to play smart. It's match point. I really want it, but I'm going to back off. And I think that is a good play by Bomba, because Edward, if he had the same guard in time, if anything was to happen, Bomba would have been down.
Honestly, the concussive blast on Edward makes it so that even if he's very, very low, he's able to clear the lane very, very fast. So even if something goes wrong, it still goes right.
It's an assassin emblem. It's everything with the killing spree, with the damage as well, rupture, but it's concussive blast that helps him clear the wave. And Magister looking for a pick, goes on to US. Shield Unity used up. Anything interesting in the in-game equipment here?
Honestly, the interesting part is the difference in terms of the gold. 2.5k gold for Kid Bomba, 1.9 for Edward. Edward, again, looking like he does want to go for the more aggressive build here.
Yeah, but OHEB is getting a slight lead over on a Carvey. Something I want to point out is, yes, Daewoo is winning out in some of these fights right now, but the Magister Sensui rivalry here, Sensui's been coming out on these retributions a lot, even when it's 50-50. And we all know in the end, a lot of these games comes down to who can pull off the Lord. So Magister definitely going to need to step up his game here.
Yeah, looks like Sawo had an opportunity just now, but apparently just with Sunset Lover, they don't want to take the risk, especially because Yue having that Divine Judgment as well. Perhaps he was worried that he might get caught himself.
I think for both of them, they were trying to bait out each other's Divine Judgment, right? You do it first. No, you do it. But both of them stayed patient, and now it's going to be Deus Vult who have the Sawo flicker Divine Judgment. There you go. He does it first, finds Yue. Penalty zone onto Renegade, who's forced to flicker meanwhile in the bottom lane, or up top actually. A little bit of a gank from the gold laner, rotating, and a bit of a curveball as well. Sensui spotted out in the bottom side, Tribush walks out, tries to escape, but the Glooms locks him down real good. Sensui finds an angle again with the help of the Holy Healing. Sensui doesn't get it. It's Magister, 1 level down, but it's no problem for him.
All right, a good play by Deus Vult, but they do lose Carvey, and OHEB is just having a free lane right now, and that is definitely not what you want when this mid-game comes around.
Speaking of mid-game, now we're transitioning into the mid-game. Deus Vult, they have to understand how they want to control the map at this point, because when you have a Kaja, controlling those bushes is going to be very productive for your own team. The moment you lose those bushes, the Kaja isn't going to be as effective.
Wow. Bomba just out-trading Edward straight up.
Yeah, he's definitely hit the spike. Edward a little bit behind, but look!
Full barrage committed as well. Sensui goes for the taunt, dashes out to safety. One more hit should do it. And it's a big shield unity slam to the ground to take Sensui out. Meanwhile, bottom lane still a 1v1 ensuing. Kid Bomba versus Edward.
Right now, the kill going to Deus Vult, amazing. But they got to transfer the lead over to the objectives. They got to take down the structures here.
Raging Sandstorm to lock him down. The Filipino sniper on point. Jumps over to Nibiru. Nibiru's passion used up, but Kid Bomba's a bit too tanky now. A 4-man dive in the bottom side of the map. Kid Bomba looking to clear out the waves. The penalty zone onto Yue. The damage not going to be enough right now. He out. Yue does the same, and it's all a distraction to get OHEB the turret.
Deus Vult almost got there in the nick of time. Luckily, Kid Bomba is able to just kind of play that very smoothly. They lose the tower, but if only the rest of Davu's teammates came in a little bit faster.
Yeah, but right now, looking at the items as well, looking at Sawo, he's building a little bit tanky first. He's not really bothered to build the fleeting time. So I kind of feel like this is a better approach, a safer approach to this fight. Looking at the items as well. Oh, goes in.
Full barrage, a beautiful divine judgment from Sawo. But no more CC, quick sand guard by Edward. He might be able to survive this one. Flickers out the safety. Agent Zero gets out.
Taking a kneel and flickering away in clean fashion.
Apparently the corrosion scythe isn't enough yet for Carvey. He might need 2. Heck, he might need 3.
He might. And now Sensui's doing a good job at actually just zoning Magister away. 1-to-1 in turtles. The third turtle of the game spawning now. And Blacklist are first onto it. Edward, even though he was poked down, now jumps in. Penalty zone, locks onto 2, but Yue does the same thing. Edward gonna be chunked down and taken out, executed. Kid Bomba taken low. Sensui finds the turtle. As Sunset Lover pops the glooms down. A good taunt from Sensui. The Filipino sniper not able to find his mark.
So Deus Vult does come out taking a kill almost each time they have an engagement, but still Blacklist International secures the third and final turtle of Game 3.
Personal opinion, I kind of feel like that's more worth it for Blacklist International because Deus Vult, the only way that they can neutralize the lead is if they got 1 more kill. And if most of the members have an assist, if they got 3, it would have been Deus Vult victory there.
Part 2, Raging Sandstorm this time, just used up, it gets out, and Deus Vult, they're not able to really look for these proactive maneuvers.
Right now looking at the items as well for the gold laners, both gold laners have 2 items, but I would say the impact is bigger for OHEB because it's a bigger power spike for the Beatrix.
All right, Blacklist now trying to fight back. Deus Vult have kind of held up the aggression in these fights, so we gotta watch because this is about the time that Blacklist normally hits that rubber band. Right around 8 to 9 minutes is when Blacklist finds that spike. They find that moment. They find that groove when all 5 of them can group together and try to push in.
Penalty zone, oh, out to 3 full barrage. Just a full barrage, not in range though. Kid Bomba with the one isolated, and now the Raging Sandstorm from Edward connects Yue. Flickers out to the Holy Healing. A perfect skirmish for Blacklist International. Deus Vult down 2 members.
That's not what you want to see as a Deus Vult fan. The idea was there, but the spacing wasn't, and now they're going to get cornered.
Edward jumping in with the oh! Box him down, the Appraiser's Wrath used up. Sunset Lover pops into black shoes. Magister now caught underneath between the 2 turrets in the mid lane. But Blacklist International, they'll take that win and they'll step away.
You know, when that first fight went down, Deus Vult started it. I thought for sure Carvey might have used the flicker. Wait, Sawo.
We're gonna find Judgment, locking OHEB down. A penalty zone as well. OHEB still doing a lot of damage, but it's not gonna be enough as Yue pops in the penalty zone. A DPC for himself. Deus Vult kiting back. Holy baptism from Renegade. The Hitman turned to heel man. Turns it around again. Deus Vult forced to run back to their turrets.
Once again, Deus Vult looks for the play, but Blacklist counters time and time again. Deus Vult just can't get a full win here.
You said it right, man. Blacklist, they keep doing it. Whenever they're running away, they're not really running away. It's a setup. They're getting ready for a bite back. And the thing is, Deus Vult they just keep going for it. Like, Sensui was a superstar just now. Taunting 2, making it easy for the Hitman to get the Holy Baptism, that was amazing.
They're 2 to 3 steps ahead every single time. Deus Vult are going in with these honest initiations, and Blacklist have so much up their sleeve.
Now, with the items finally, you know, coming into this mid-late, what are we looking at, LaFell?
It's scary. 8.4k on the Beatrix. The Beatrix has 3 items completed. The Ixia only has 2. And Renegade now having the Enchanted Talisman as well, they can do this Lord Dance all day. They got the mana regeneration. They got the cooldowns.
Yeah, and this has been the story for the past few games. OHEB has just had a free lane, and as long as OHEB gets a free lane, it is a problem, especially on something like this, a super comfort pick for him. Conceal play, though.
Not going to find anything. Blacklist International read that out with Edward earlier. And now Deus Vult, they take control more. Better space, I would say, around this Lord pit, but Blacklist just are holding on to it. Sensui's holding on to the Lord. He's not going to be giving it over to Deus Vult as the bottom side of the map will be cleared out. Deus Vult holding it down still, and Sensui is denying this reset from Deus Vult. Kibamba taught it up. Holy Baptist connecting as well. Raging Sandstorm to the back. Saulo gonna be caught away with a penalty zone. That was some damage. Carvey turns it around. Sensui finds the Lord. Magister running for dear life. And Blacklist International, they lose 2, but they find a big objective.
I would say I see what DEUS VULT was trying to do. They tried to split the map up, having 2 different squads. You're going to go for the Lord. We're going to going for the kills. We're going to look at the instant replay here. Looking at the positioning coming in from DEUS VULT. 2-man Magister as well as Kibamba there on the side. Sawa was there, was able to basically protect Carvey in the backside, making sure that they deal the damage. But when it comes to kills and deaths, it's 2 for 2. But Blacklist, having the Lord, especially with their goal lead, it is still Blacklist's favorite.
Yeah, but there again, if Magister could have just got the 50-50 there, we would be telling a different story. It'd be 2 for 2 in the hands of DEUS VULT with the Lord, though. And this is becoming the problem.
Samo's opening up Divine Judgment with a full barrage. Also Sensui just tanks it up. That's a damage coming down from OHEB. A 4-man penalty zone, but OHEB is able to flicker. Outraging Sandstorm coming down. Connecting on a Magister. The crowd goes wild. Deus Vult getting the health bars of Blacklist really low, but unable to execute anyone. Meanwhile, bottom lane, that's a base turret taken down.
What do they do here? Carvey, even when he's getting a full barrage, he's not...
Three shots back to back to back. They're feeling it. Sunset number 4 to use the Purify in the black shoes. You are chasing it down. What a Rangers wrath! And the 4th shot in a row for the Filipino sniper.
Blacklist International are ramping up the pace. They're trying to end this soon.
Dude, the damage from Blacklist is unreal. What can DEUS VULT do?
Holy Baptist and Raging Sandstorm. Everything in the kitchen sink to send the home ground favorites to the lower bracket finals. Blacklist International have swept Deus Vult.
That one felt like a UFC fight night. The punch connected. DEUS VULT got dizzy, and Blacklist International went in for the kill. Another couple jabs, and DEUS VULT fall.
Going into the boxing ring against Blacklist International, man. I don't know. Any arena feels like a bloodbath. And Blacklist International, they're masters of this, man. They're bobbing and weaving. They're dodging.
I mean, guys.
But more importantly, they hit back hard.
Guys, they literally brought a sniper to a boxing match.
Dude.
The way that went, though, once they caught him, man, DEUS VULT were not able